had an opportunity to drive a 2024 Mazda 3. And so this is in the top trim, 2.5T, Premium Plus, all-wheel drive, in soul red exterior color, black interior color. And 2025 models will be basically the same thing. There's very little differences. I'm going to have a link in the description with like a cheat sheet showing you all the trim levels and everything, like kind of like a buyer's guide, you know, so you can learn more about all the trims, because the top trim has a lot of features and it's very fun to drive and everything. But there's some really budget-friendly vehicles in the lower trims, and you really get a great vehicle starting at a low price. So the hatchback is $24,950 and the regular sedan is $23,950. Starting out, $24,000 vehicle, very attractive at that price, because it's very functional, economical, reliable, that kind of thing. The sedan model has 6 trim levels. The hatchback actually has 7 trim levels, and it ranges from about $25,000 to about $37,000. So there's a good spread there. There's also a manual transmission option if you'd like to have that. Now the standard engine is a 2.5 liter, 191 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque. Now if you get the turbo, the 2.5 turbo, it's 250 horsepower, 320 pound-feet of torque, but you do have to use 93 octane fuel to achieve those numbers. The interior is nice, but it's, you know, it's basically all Mazdas have this very similar style and feel, and nothing wrong with it really. I mean, I can understand why they go with this particular system. It has the dial instead of the touchscreen, and you know, little volume knob there, regular shifter. There's no automatic stop start or idle stop that you have to turn off when you start the vehicle. This one has heated seats, heated steering wheel, and overall, like when I'm driving it, the acceleration, braking, handling, everything is fine. There's just a few little quirks that I've experienced and with Mazdas in general. And this one, the actual seat is actually good. Sometimes I have issues with the seat. This one seems fine. The climate control is a little bit unrefined, but you know, if you don't mind fiddling with it while you're driving instead of just using automatic, it works fine. Also, the wireless charger right here has a little status light, which I like, and it works fine even with my cell phone case. It's kind of like way over there, so it's kind of out of the way, which is okay for some people. It does have the electronic parking brake. It has the system which basically all Mazdas have, where it has this dial to control this screen up here, and there's a navigation map. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so yeah, you can basically use this little thing to scroll through and change the information on it, which I've gone through many times, and it hasn't changed really. How you use it and everything. And then this part has actual physical dials here and here, but the center is a screen which gives you, you know, different views. And also you can, let me scroll, so you can do that kind of view there. But also when you have this dial view, it shows you the little red line where the speed limit is detected. So the road sign assistant basically keeps an eye on the road signs, and it'll let you know what the speed limit is compared to your speed. So it gives you a little red line there, which can be very handy, you know, when you're driving. It has a really good camera system. So although the screen, it's a little bit bigger over in the recent years, a little bit, but you know, it's a little bit far away from my eyes, but it is a really good clarity and view. You have the top-down view, and then of course you have the back view right now because I put it in reverse. Active guidelines as well. And the 360 camera system just works really good. So let's go ahead and put it in drive so we can see the front view there. But yeah, having that view around the vehicle really helps out. And there's not, I mean, there's a little bit of a visibility issue back here with that pillar, but, and it has the blind spot detection system and all that stuff as well. But the camera, I think all vehicles really need to have this type of camera system. See around the vehicle. It's not really that high tech. Nowadays, a lot of vehicles, even cheaper vehicles, have it. So yeah, I really like this feature here. And you got different views here. You see it's not a touchscreen. So I have to scroll down with the dial. And then we can get this view here if we want. Front more linear view. And then a front real wide view there. And the wide view kind of looks a little bit weird, but it gives you the view, you know, in both directions. So if you're pulling out of a parking spot that's like very limited visibility, this can definitely help out. It has a huge glove compartment that's flat on the bottom, so you can stack up books or whatever right in here. And then you have the storage in the doors, of course. But right here you notice that there's this handle which it just goes through, so it's not really a pocket there. That could have been a pocket. And then the bottom part is fine for putting stuff, so like bottles, and I put headphones in there, so it's pretty good size. A lot better than a lot of other vehicles. And then the center console here, it is soft, very soft armrest, really like that. And but when you open it, you can't just lift the lever and then lift up on it. You have to pull it back to a certain point and then it'll tilt up. It has like these different like release points here and here. But it has 2 USB ports here, an SD card reader for the navigation maps, and then a little storage area with a divider if you want to use that. It does have the auto dim rearview mirror, home link garage door controls, of course lights, place to put your shades in here, this little compartment. The visors are vinyl, they have the mirror and lights. They do not slide out, they have this extra little slide here. And it has a sunroof, which has a shade that blocks 100% of the light, and it tilts and slides and all that stuff as well. The headliner is a real soft, like cloth material, and I like the way they have the visors a vinyl instead of that cloth. It's easier to clean, and you know, it's just more durable and all that stuff, especially if something you're touching all the time. I'm really liking the color. Very, very vibrant, eye-catching color. This red, it's kind of like an electric red. Very deep, and the paint job looks really good too. So what do you think of the style of this vehicle? Mazdas in general have been selling fairly well recently, so people must be liking the style. Front end looks pretty good. Now this one, since it's a hatchback, it has like that bubbly look, and I do have a wide angle lens right now, so it may look a little bit more bubbly, but yeah, very functional hatchback. It has the black wheels. Has the dual exhaust back here, looking pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you think of the style of this vehicle. I think it looks pretty good for the type of vehicle it is and everything. It's a little on the small side, but it does have very usable cargo area, back seat, and front seats. Now I have the front seats almost all the way back, and you can see it's a little bit limiting as far as the legroom. This passenger side is all the way back, to give you an idea of the limitations here. Now it does have the latch system for car seats. The seats do fold down, and you do have the armrest as well. No connectivity back here. There's no vents either. Something to consider if you need that kind of stuff. Although it may not be the biggest in the segment, it does have a very useful hatchback cargo area. And of course you can fold the seats down as well to add to your cargo space. But yeah, I was pretty impressed at how easy it is to put stuff back here. It does have this removable shade, so if you need to put larger boxes or whatever, you can take this shade out. But just as it is, going to the grocery store, just normal picking up stuff, it is very, very, very handy. I love hatchbacks in general because it just makes things so easy to get in and out, putting stuff here. So this one's fine. Like I said, it's not the biggest cargo area, but it's very usable. And it does have a spare tire as well with the Bose premium sound system subwoofer mounted in here as well. This is an Accelerate right now. This is the turbo. Another good thing about this vehicle, it is fairly quiet. Even at 70 miles per hour, we don't have much wind noise. A little bit of wind noise not much engine or road noise. And when you do hear the engine, it sounds good. It has a good, you know, a good little rumble to it. I've been getting about 26, 27 miles per gallon, and I haven't been driving it hard or anything, just driving normal, driving around, normal errands, that kind of thing. But yeah, as far as the overall handling is solid, the acceleration is strong, and I mean, this vehicle is a little bit too small for me, but other than that, I mean, it's just my personal situation. I prefer, I mean, I do like driving it, prefer a little bit larger vehicle. But as it is, it's a very functional, especially when you consider the starting price of around $25,000. You know, now you're not going to get the power this particular one has with the turbo, and you're not going to have a lot of the features. But as far as just the overall core of the vehicle, the hatchback, the four-door design, the style of it, it's I can see why Mazda's selling a lot of vehicles. Now, you know, from what I understand, Mazda has some really good deals too, because that MSRP number of 24, 25 starting out, it also has some significant incentives, so you can check that out at the Mazda dealers, I suppose, or on the website. But yeah, Mazda, you know, there's certain things that, like annoying sounds and stuff. Like when you get in this vehicle, it'll start beeping at you to put your seatbelt on. It's like, I just got in the car, you know. Well, how about you wait until I start driving and not putting on as a reminder, not a preemptive annoyance, you know. So Mazda, and especially, you know, some of their vehicles are really, really annoying. This one is not too bad. That's the only thing that's really gets me, is like, why beep at me immediately? It's not really a reminder that at that point, it's just a annoyance.